Yeah.
Namaste, Guruji. I just remembered a shloka from Subramanya Bhujangam. It goes, Prashantendriye nashta sanye vicheshte kafodgari vaktre bhayot kampi gatre prayanonmukhe mayyanathe tadanim dhritam me dayalo bhavagre guham tvam. So just thought I'll share it.
Prayanonmukhe.
Prayanonmukhe.
Prayana kale, antakale. Okay, very interesting.
So, mayyanathe tadanim dhritam me dayalo bhavagre guham tvam.
Similarly in...
Dhritam, say, tell me again.
Prashantendriye nashta sanye vicheshte kafotari vaktre bhayot kampi gatre prayanon mukhe mayyanathe tadanim dhrutam me dayalo bhavagre guhatvam.
Okay, so it's a prayer for the...
Yeah, it's a prayer. Just thought there may be some connection.
No, good. Subramanya Bhujangam.
Again by Shankaracharya only.
Yes.
Dhanyavada Guruji.
Hari, go ahead.
Hari Om Guruji. Guruji, a little, maybe not directly connected with what you taught us today. Can you kindly highlight what exactly is, what do we mean by Dharma Shastra? And how is it related with the study of Upanishad?
Right.
Because I'm a bit worried because recently I happened, worried in the sense I'm a bit confused that recently I happened to hear a series of lecture on Dharma Shastra by a disciple of Swami Parthasarathy, where he was highlighting that the study of Upanishad is more of an intellectual gymnastic or for the satisfaction of our intellect. But when we are talking about mukti, we can't avoid, without going through the Dharma Shastra, studying Upanishad has got not the full anticipated effect. I'm really confused. Can you please help me out to come out of the confusion? Dharma Shastra.
Right, I got your question. Yes. I understood your question. So, Dharma Shastram is the Shastram about Dharma.
Yeah.
Shastram about Dharma. What is Dharma, we should ask? What is Dharma? Dharma can mean many things. But here, what is primarily meant is, what is to be done in a particular context? What is to be done? Okay, Satyam Vada is Dharma. Okay. Dharmam Chara is there. Do the right thing at the right time. All that is Dharma. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Rajam, all those values are also Dharma only. Correct? And all the Vaidika karma is also Dharma.
Yeah.
What do you do on the day of Shraddha? Amavasya is coming. Everybody, you see that day, the gate, the security people are busy in our campus. You know why? Because everybody living here is a senior citizen, and senior citizen most likely their parents have passed away, and so everybody is ready to do Shraddham on the day or not. So all the this Purohits are all coming, Pandits are all coming. Security people have to take their name, picture, this, that. Sometimes these people complain, yes, sir. We come here. I have already come here at 7:30. By the time I come to your house, it is 7:50. 20 minutes there. We are waiting in line and signature and all. Like that, they are complaining. So, who is going to tell you what to do on Shraddha day? Dharma Shastram. Dharma Shastram. What is there in the Veda, it will take, and then it will elaborate, and then give more. Give more in Laukika language, it will give us. Like Gautama Shastram and Angirasa Shastram, like this, there are many Shastrams, many acharyas who have written this. Okay? Yajnavalkya, Dharma Shastram, like this, there are many things. Now, that is Dharma Shastra. So, what do you do? When the husband and wife do not like each other anymore, what to do? Who is going to tell us what to do? Somebody has to tell us. In the modern world, what do you do? We want to separate. Oh, what separation means what? Well, the law is there. Laws are all there. What do you do? So divorce means this. This is the process you have to go through. And then what do you do with all the if two people are working, one person is not working, all this, okay, all those are spelled out. All those are spelled out. What about alimony? Yeah, there is something called alimony. Then you have to do this. So all rules spelled out. Like that, Dharma Shastram also spells out a lot of things that are required for us to lead a normal, good life. That is Dharma Shastram. What is Upanishad? Anyatra dharma, tanyatra dharma.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Therefore, there is a wall between dharma and Brahma Vidya or Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita or Nadi Vidya. I mean, here Nadi Vidya and all come under dharma. Okay. Now, this intellectual gymnastics is a popular usage. I'm very disappointed that our Parthasarathi student is talking this kind of language because he should not be doing that. He's doing a disservice to Upanishads. Upanishad is the mother of all knowledge, as Paravidya it is. And you can't say it is intellectual gymnastics. And that means, I don't know, I'm sorry to say, I normally don't pass judgments against people. But Parthasarathi, we all respect. You're a student of Parthasarathi, you know that. Did he ever say Upanishad is intellectual gymnastics? I really
Probably
doubt.
I would have misunderstood then. Maybe it may be because he does teach Upanishad.
So anyway, all that aside, this is a dangerous word to use. When I do not have adhikaritvam, vivekam, vairagyam is all half, all just language. Naam ke vaste, I keep saying all these things. Then knowledge also is naam ke vaste. Jnana phalam also is naam ke vaste. Therefore, it is all intellectual gymnastics. Sanskrit, I am a Sanskrit Pandit also on top of that. Therefore, I can just go after this Upanishad. But adhikaritvam is lacking. What they are saying is you must have adhikaritvam. You must have Sanskrit knowledge, they don't say. That is not a prerequisite at all. That is not part of adhikaritvam at all. You must have good memory. No, that also they don't talk about. Even if your memory is not good, it's okay. You must have good physical health. No, physical health also need not be good. But adhikaritvam is critical. Vivekam, vairag. Vivekam, atmanatma. You must be able to pierce through this. And like taking milk away from water, you must be crystal clear about it. Idella padi, it's all vakada. It's all like this means everybody will say, okay, leave aside your the student and all you chodu. I'm saying anybody who says this intellectual gymnastics, this is the problem. Family would say this is the problem. And the clarity is not there, adhikaritam is not there, then it is not going to give me what I want. What it promises, it won't give me. I won't have it. I won't get it. That means I have to develop the adhikaritam. That is the meaning. I have to work on it. I have to karma yoga. I have to focus on karma yoga. That's why often we say this: lead a value-driven life. Bring karma yoga into your life, and let my life be led with a nishkama buddhi. And that's it. That is enough. This jnanam will come automatically later. So we don't emphasize jnanam that much because we want to help people. And if you already have adhikaritvam, then I don't have to tell you about jnanam. You automatically will pick it up. But if you don't know, and if I keep emphasizing jnanam, then you will ask all these questions. Why nothing is happening to me? It's all bunch of words. Bunch of words, one mantra after one mantra. Now we are talking about another Upanishad. Another set of mantras will come. Okay. So therefore, since you said you are confused, I am responding like this.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
But you can stand up and say it is not intellectual gymnastics because it is like saying, hey, this is not a snake, it is a rope. Okay. Once you see it, then the game is over. The game is over after that. Once you see the rope, then you cannot see the snake. Either I see a snake or I see a rope. These are the only two possibilities. Therefore, when we say jnani, jnani cannot see samsara. Jnani cannot see jagat because everything is Brahman. Then jagat is very much there. It's all vyavaharikam. It is all mithya, and it's required. It's the way to interact. Transactional it is. Then the truth is understood. I am not the jiva. Jiva is me, but I am not jiva. I am atma. Jiva is me, but I am not jiva. I hope you follow that, right? That's a very important thing. Pot understand that I am clay.
And clay only.
A pot is clay, but clay is not pot.
No.
That's critical. And so I can understand why that kind of doubt is coming. So it can come. And that's not uncommon for experts to comment that it's intellectual gymnastics. Correct? It's not uncommon. Not uncommon. But I want you to think about it and convince yourself because finally you have to be convinced,
Yeah, sure.
Correct. Correct.
Guruji, one more associated with this Dharma Shastra and ritualism. Are they interconnected?
Yeah, of course they're interconnected. Dharma is ritual. In fact, dharma is ritual, really speaking.
Okay.
Suppose you get up in the morning and brush your teeth. That's a ritual or not?
Yeah.
It's a ritual only. It's a ritual only. You get up in the morning, let's say Samudra Vasane Devi, you chant, and then you go to the restroom, then you say Gange Chemane Cheve, and then open your faucet. It's a ritual only. Life is it's all full of rituals. You should Vedic ritual is different, of course. It's a specific and deliberate action using Vedic mantras or shlokas to say something, do some ritual, like a puja. Very much a ritual. So others are all secular rituals. This is a non-secular ritual. If somebody says, I will say there is no such thing called secularism in Vedic culture at all. But tell me what is a secular ritual? Everything is Ishvara. Nothing is secular. Brushing the teeth is not a secular act. In other religions, it is a secular act because for them, God is not all purpose. God created the world and then left the world. For us, it's not like that. Therefore, for us, we are talking in Bhagavad Gita, yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam inam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarchya. That is only possible in this dharma. Whatever you do, convert it into a ritual. That's what he's saying. Correct? Bhagavad Gita. We are just doing the shloka. Hariji, you're not there. But I'm saying that 18th chapter, some 40 something, 47, 48 words or something.
46.
46. Swakarmana tam abhyacha. It's, don't just rubbish it by saying it's a ritual. It is too ritualistic and all. My whole life is every day is ritualistic only. Or brushing the teeth every day, looking at yourself. It's a ritual only. Everything is a ritual. Eating every day. How boring it is keeping on eating every day. What do you gain by eating? Tell me. Hey, you have to convert it into a ritual. You have to convert it into a puja. Only then that eating will be useful to spiritually. Correct?
Very much.
Correct. So think about it. Good question. I think it's a good question. And this intellectual gymnastic idea is very much there. And we don't expect Vedanta teachers to talk like that. That's all I meant. That's all I meant. Okay.
Thank you
Because,
very much.
yes,
It is
see, if you say intellectual, then everything we are studying in one statement, you are just rubbishing the whole thing. Okay. So we don't want to do that.
okay.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Swapna, Ramuji, Mahesh, and Prema.
Namaste, Guruji.
Yeah.
Mantra 15 and mantra 16, right? So
Yeah.
mantra 15 is Atma Atmana Kale, right? Atmana Kale, and this is Antakale, the 16th. 15th is Atmana Kale and 16th is Antakale.
And when
So
you picked up Atmana Kale from where?
in our Anvaya from
Oh,
Atma Jnana Kale, sorry, Atma Jnana Kale.
oh,
Atma Jnana Kale.
correct, correct.
Yeah, Atma Jnana Kale.
Hmm.
So 15 is already done, right? This teaching is over, right?
Correct,
So the
correct.
16th is, what is the 16th? How is it? No, this nadi coming out of the shira, whatever. How is it even useful?
Correct. So Vidyastutaye. That's what Shankara is saying. So in case there are two kinds of ways to get moksha. One way to get moksha is to go to Brahmaloka and learn from Brahmaji himself. Another way to get moksha right here and now. And so this one is saying, don't postpone your Shastra Shravanam, because going to Brahmaloka is not that as easy as you think it is. And it is virtually impossible, is the way to look at it. Because Prayana Kale, etc., is being talked about. Shankara is specifically saying Antakale. So Tayo Urdhva Mayan is going to come. So this is the only alternative that is there, and that alternative is a virtually impossible one to accomplish. So stuti, therefore stutaye, stuti. Plus, he said no other reason he gave, right? What is the other reason? Second reason for mentioning this mantra?
Nachiketa's Agni
He
Vidya,
asked
right?
for it.
He asked for it.
He asked for it.
Asked for it. So that phalam also, he's saying Vaktavya must be told. So, because everything else, all other mantras in the Upanishads is not talking about the phalam of Nachiketa Agni Vidya, not talking. At least one shloka we should reserve for talking about Agni Vidya. Okay.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah, next. Yeah, Ramuji, please.
Talking about that Prayana Kale and all that, there is a Mugundamala you quoted. Similar in Vaishnava tradition, there was Tiruvai is there.
Correct.
There's a துப்புடையாரை அடைவதெல்லாம் சோர்விடத்து துணையாவரென்றே உப்பிலேகிலும் நின்னடைந்த யானைக்கு நீ அருள் செய்தமையால் தேய்ப்பு வந்து என்னை நெளியும் போது அங்கேதும் உன்னை நினைக்க மாட்டேன் அப்போதைக்கு இப்போதே சொல்லி வைத்தேன் அரங்கத்தான்.
Good. Amuji, you're very good at this.
He says, I am telling now itself, I cannot think of you at that time. So I am contract booking now itself. That you should come and save me.
We have figured out everything. We have figured out it.
It's in the 10th Tiruvaimozhi. First
Okay.
sutra.
I see, I see. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, Mahesh ji, then Prema.
One of the question, Hariji mentioned about this. While answering this Hariji's question, you mentioned ritual, right? He's talking about rituals. But unfortunately, in many conversations, rituals have got a negative connotation. The saying, somebody doing something without understanding what he or she is doing is called ritual in many common. Not understanding what you're doing. You're just doing because somebody else did it. So I don't know whether the ritual is the right translation. That's what my point is. It may not be the right English word for that.
Yeah, so the word ritual has gained that connotation. So we say Agni Karma, we say Puja, all those words we should use. Correct. Better not to translate it as a ritual.
Other
Correct.
thing is,
They use the word rites, RITES, rather than rituals.
Right is also nice. Right is nice. Yeah.
another thing is, we are talking about the Sushmana Nadi. There was a neighbor who was a Ayurveda college professor when I was living in India. And he used to say for newborn babies, you can feel their heartbeat by touching their head, because the skull is very soft. So you don't have to touch the heart. You can feel it there. So
Montana. Yeah, I've touched the heads of children.
when they are babies, once the skull hardens, you will not hear it or feel it. So I just remembered that. He used to tell us. I don't know how long they can feel it. So that's how the connection between they're supposed to be the Sushmana Nadi through the spine, and nadis are, I don't know, in Ayurveda, this thing they translate it as nerves. Yeah, so nerves, that's what in English they translate. I don't know whether exactly they are nerves. I don't know, but Nadi Vidya is there. At least I know several people, at least in Kerala, who can find your ailment by touching certain parts of the body, like an Nadi.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big science, very big science.
தமிழ்ல வந்து ஆனா நாடி நரம்புன்னு தனித்தனியா சொல்லுவா. நாடி நரம்பு எல்லாம்.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It is, again, talking about the English translation, so may not be quite right. Another question I have is, early on in today's class, when you were mentioning when we were talking about the Sambandha Bhaashyam between 15 and 16. Now you talked about the people doing Shraddham, and sannyasi, nobody does Shraddham because he has not, he has no relatives, no one, and all that. But how about Jnani then, who is not a sannyasi?
Right. So Jnani was not a sannyasi. So, number one, a Jnani, let's say a Grahastha, who's a Jnani but not a sannyasi because Grahastha. Now, Jnani has to do daily Anushtanam also, because Anushtanam is decided by your ashrama. Ashrama decides Anushtanam. Not Atma Jnanam at all. Ashrama, brahmachari has certain anushtanam to do, Sandhya Vandanadi. Then Grahastha has to do Agnihotra Adi karma is there, including Sandhya Vandanam. Has to do. What about Vanaprastha? Has to do. Okay. Has to do Shraddha karma. Okay. Every month. Grahastha. What about Grahastha became Jnani, not a sannyasi? Will he do Shraddha for his father? Answer is yes.
Yes.
Why? Because that is decided by the ashrama, not by how mature you are, etc. Ashrama decides. Therefore, always keep that in mind. And so, therefore, the only way to say goodbye to karma is by changing the ashrama from grastha to sannyasa or vanaprastha to sannyasa.
No, I was referring to someone doing for, nobody does Shraddha for a sannyasi because he has attained moksha. So how about a jnani also attain moksha? So why would he has no rebirth? He has no punarjanma. So why someone should do shraddham for them? That's my question.
No, that's what I'm saying. I just answered your question.
No, I'm saying I'm not talking about that person doing it. I'm saying after his passing away, somebody he passed away when he was a grahastha or vanaprastha.
Right. So the people who nobody knows he's a jnani anyway. A jnani
That's
not going to declare, I'm a jnani. From now onwards, I don't have to worry about my future. No, he doesn't say that. Nobody knows. His children also won't know he's a jnani anyway. And so children are obligated to do the karma. He gupchup, ye to gupchup beta hai. And he will do the job and go off. That's it. So your question in a way is a hypothetical question. In a way. I'll give some allowance to what you're saying. But it's hypothetical because there's no way. No human being can know if another person is a jnani or not. And so the children of that person are obligated to do the Shraddha karma. That's it. After that, nothing else. There's no discussion. No, my father studied Vedanta and many years he studied. Okay, let him study. Good. You're blessed to have a father like that. That's about it. So I hope that helps Mahesh. So there is no, the Shastra is very clear about it. Karma is defined by the ashrama. That's it. Nothing else has a factor there. All right. Premaji, then Hemaji.
Guruji, when the Sushumna Namni Nadi pierces the Brahmarandra, does the quote Jnanam Utpadyate Swayam work? So what are we enticing to the Hridaya and uniting it? Because it says Hridayam Atmanam Vashikritya Yojayet. So what is Yojayet to the Hridayam? And when the process of the Sushumna piercing the Brahmarandra, you automatically, is that the process of Jnanam? And I don't get the connection between the heart and the head there.
Okay, so this is a process that is done. I can only tell you what I've read. I've not experienced it. I've not done it, correct? And plus, I've not studied as Nadi Vidya also. Okay, so now what I'm going to tell you is basically repeating what is there in my mind. Okay, and so Yojayet. So there are others in the class who may have studied Nadi Vidya even more. Okay, they might be able to do more. So Pranam, because Pranam is departing, Premaji. This is the last days. The Pranam is departing. So the idea is, why not learn how to guide the Pranam properly as it is departing? Why not do that? So that because the Shastram says, if I guide it through this road, this highway, and not through these bylanes, by the bylanes, if it goes, it gets lost somewhere and gets dissipated. Why not focus and take it through the highway and go at 60 kilometers per hour and 120 kilometers per hour? That's the thinking there. I think that is the thinking there. Let me put a little, we call that disclaimer there. Okay. And so pranam is concentrated and brought to move through the sushumna. Now you use the word jnanam. There is no connection between this and jnana, correct? There is no connection between this mantra number, the Sushumna Nadi mantra, and jnanam.
I was thinking more in terms of the Ida and Pingala uniting into the Sushumna. The Ida and Pingala nadis, they unite into the Sushumna. Then the process of piercing the Brahmarandra, what does that, I mean, the process, what are we getting at the time of death?
What are we getting means we are getting the next birth. The result of this activity is a house that is given to me in Brahmaloka.
If you exit in that fashion, at that speed, in that way.
Correct. And Swami Paramarthananda says it's a big if. It's a big. We studied some shlokas and all. Kantavara, avaradane, avarodane, vata, kapha vata pittaihi. So all these things are there. So it's not impossible. We don't say it's impossible. It's just it's virtually impossible is what Swamiji uses. Says. It doesn't mean we should not try it and learn it and all that. One is welcome to learn that vidya.
So Tayanta Kale Hridaya Atmanam Vashikritya Yojayet. So what are we uniting there?
Yojayet, focus on the pranas, entire, including respiration, pancha prana, and the five senses. This must be a science that must be there. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but that's a science. This is being talked about. Yojayet. May one get ready and be ready to do it because the death may come anytime. I might have a desire to do it, but I may not be able to do it because I don't control when the last breath is. Or I don't decide when the last breath is. So this must be a massive science. This must be very big.
So the Vashikritya is the word that's getting me. Vashikritya Yojayet. Vashikritya means entice it. So that
Vashikritya means bring everything under your control. For most people, for all people, it is not in their control at all. Nothing is under my control during the last days of my life. This is the opposite of that. You bring everything into your control. Therefore, this would require a lot of knowledge and a lot of practice. Before itself, that guy must have practiced all these things. I think, I don't know, if you practice, will you die or not? No, I assume you won't die if you practice. You practice in order to die properly. See, so all this must be there from the Vidya, it must be there. And so, Premaji, maybe you can give a lecture on this. You don't push me too much because after a point, I like to say, I don't know. That's all I have to say.
I don't know either. That's why I'm asking. Guruji, if I knew, I wouldn't be here. I would be gone somewhere.
Don't ask me all that. I told you, all these books are there. These things are not going to talk about Nadi Vidya. Only if after I finish this, I'm going to go to Nadi Vidya. Okay?
Yeah, no, I'll drop my intellect.
Okay. Next time only. There is one.
Thank you, Guruji. Yeah, no, the intellect has to be tamed.
Hemaji, go ahead.
No, நாங்கெல்லாம் சின்னவளா இருக்கிறத கபால மோட்சம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா. சன்னியாசிகளுக்கு தெரியாது. நாங்கெல்லாம் குழந்தையில இடத்த கேட்டிருக்கோம். தலையில தேங்காய் உடைப்பா, அவளுக்கு அந்த பிரம்மரந்திரத்தை அப்படின்னுட்டு.
English.
Sorry. When we were young, we used to be told about this thing called Kapala Moksham. The sannyasis, for them, this thing will go only through that Brahmarandram. For that, they will break coconut on their head. I mean, these are all small things which we have heard as children. I mean, we didn't know much about all that, These are all just implanted in my brain somewhere. So I'm just saying that.
That's their belief to help them.
No, no, Kapala Mokshamங்கிற வார்த்தை கேட்டிருக்கோம். I mean, we've heard that word Kapala Moksham through the thing. So when I read this, I said, oh, this is what was told to us when we were young. Okay. And one more thing that Papanasam Shivan has sung in his song, Nadayum Talara Navadu Kurara Kangal Manga என்ன செய்வாய் துணை யார் வருவார் அதனால மனமே கணமும் மறவாதே. He sings that all that old age symptoms he talks about. நடையும் தளர நாவது குழற கண்கள் மங்க. Talks about that.
Can you send me that song on the group? That song, Papanasam Shivan song.
Yeah, மனமே கணமும் மறவாதே. In fact, in the picture also, I think MS has sung in that. In one picture, she has sung. MS has sung Papanasam Shivan songs. It's a very high philosophy that says,
Sanjay Subramanian sang that.
The same thing like, Balastavat Krida Saktaha, Tarnastavat Tarni Saktaha, Vruddhastavat Chinta Saktaha, Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. Almost same,
I see.
same this thing, thoughts.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it. What is it?
Sure, yeah. It's a beautiful song.
Good. Yes.
We were in school, Guruji, I remember Dada Vaswani passed away, and everybody said he left his body through the skull. There was such a loud, there was a noise, they said, but very close to our school, there was this Meera, St. Meera's, and there he used to stay there. And Dada Vaswani, it is believed that he left his body through his skull.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Breaking of the skull and all that I've heard of. So it must be there.
In Karnataka, there is some, I saw one ritual. I was in Vyasa, that yoga institute in Karnataka. They took us to some village nearby. There is a ritual, that people break coconut on the people's head. It's a ritual. Lots of coconuts are broken on the head. I mean, nobody died there, but it is some sort of a ritual they follow there. At that time also, I remembered this. For sannyasis, they'll break the coconut on the head, and then, through the broken skull, this thing will go. Pranas will go.
This is breaking the coconut on the heads of dead people or alive people?
No, people are alive. It is some ritual in Karnataka. I was in that Vyasa for a 10 days retreat so many years back, 2002 or 2003. At the time, from that institute, they took us to it's in a very outskirts of Bangalore, nearby in a small village like place, It was some festival, some jatra. They have, habba, something there was going on. They took us.
Who is volunteering their heads like this?
Many people are there. They were doing. Nothing happened for. We got very panicky.
So I think it's like this. They walk on in Tamil Nadu.
Walk on the fire. Yeah, some such ritual.
They just go.
Garudan Duk is there. In Tamil Nadu, Garudan Duk is there. They in the what do you call it, JCB hook. They are lifted themselves by the hook on the back.
Yeah, all those is there. Okay, so Manjula ji, before Meera, Manjula was raising her.
No, just because I'm a doctor, I wanted to, say little things about the opening here. That's the anti-fontanelle. When the baby is born, it is for the fusion in the future. The skull will fuse ossification center, one of the ossification center. There is one bigger one like a diamond shape over the head and one at the back here. Where your juttu is there, something there. It's a smaller opening, smaller. So this is for the future brain development. When the brain becomes big, see our head circumference when we are born and when we grow, it is different. So if it fuses early, we say microcephaly, or there is something wrong. If it doesn't fuse, again we have to go. By 18 months, anterior fontanelle should close.
Oh, I see. 18
It's all
months.
pediatrics.
Yeah. So
If it
that area
doesn't-
is soft because underneath
diamond shape, because the
literally
skull is not there.
not there. Yeah. Okay.
So
Got it.
whatever the vessels are there over the brain, they pulsate.
Oh, correct.
And posterior fontanelle is similar. By 2 months, the posterior one fuses. It
I see.
closes. This will take a little longer time. Either microcephaly, macrocephaly, all these.
So after 18 months, when this fontanella fuses, after that,
if it doesn't, then it's normal. By
then after that, the head will not grow in size at all. That is the maximum size of a human brain, a human head.
No, what is the size after 18 months to now what we have?
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Because,
so that's how we say.
Okay.
If it doesn't close by 18 months, the pediatrician has to be called for. Parents have to go to.
What are the symptoms? Doesn't close. What are the symptoms? It's not like parents are looking every day for the head.
No, there is no symptom. When they take the baby to the pediatrician, they know. And the elders know when they give them bath and all that.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I've touched babies there, and I know it's just soft, and you can literally press it.
Yeah, it's the brain there.
Very good. Fontanella, right?
Anterior fontanella, fontanella, and posterior fontanella.
Very good. Thank you, Manjula. We need that insight. Yeah. So, but see, the Brahmarandra that they talk about, through which the Sukshma Shariram has to escape the body, also going to the top. So maybe there is some connection between previously the child had an open top, and now it is trying to open through that closed top.
It's ossification center. So like the bone ossifies.
So that child, literally there's no bone there, and so it is open, and so the brain can be there in the head, even with a hole in the head. Correct? That's what is happening. There is a hole in the head, of course covered by skin and all.
In the skull.
Yeah. So there's a hole in the skull. Sorry, let me put it that way. In the skull. And still the child is very much alive. It's normal and alive.
That's normal process.
It's normal.
For the brain to grow till some age.
So when they do brain surgery,
they open the skull.
They're making an opening on the skull somewhere, right?
So this is a skull bone. They cut open the skull.
And then cut open, and they're not going to spread the skull like this. They're going to make a
chip.
They make a chip. They have to decide where
they fix it back.
Oh, they put the chip back.
Yeah. Otherwise, some cases where there is again chances of rehemorrhage. They can't. The opening and closing the skull are like it's a skin opening or layers of the body. It takes time. So when they suspect anything to come back as a hemorrhage again, they don't temporarily close it.
Oh, so that they're waiting to confirm that in the healing.
In case if they are elderly people, they don't close at all. They just go away like that. There is some little disturbance in the shape. Doesn't matter.
I see. Are there any nerves in the skull? There are no nerves in the skull, no?
Everywhere, all the nerves are there. Nerves, vessels and nerves everywhere, they are there.
Oh, inside the bone, it's ossified bone, but still nerves will be there.
Yeah, it's a brain inside, which is protected by the skull.
Yeah, my question is that skull itself, there are nerves on the skin on top of the skull and all, I understand. But the skull is just hard bone. So inside the hard bone are there nerves? That's what I'm saying.
No, there are capillaries. Nerves should be there. Otherwise, sensation, how will it come, Jaykumarji? Now, sir, cause for sensation.
Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
blood supply has to be there for the cells to be alive.
But Manjula ji, sorry to interrupt. One of the nuns in the school who was hurt in an accident, the doctors in Kerala, I believe, took off her brain, froze it, and then after she was a little better, they again operated and put it back. Is that possible?
I don't think so. They cannot disconnect the vessels and all to the brain, right? Maybe part of some part of the brain must have been taken out. I don't know what it is.
I know one of my relatives' case, they broke open the skull and inserted an instrument through which the medicine was given directly to the brain.
For any chemotherapy?
No, that's a medicine. He was suffering from brain hemorrhage and all after playing in the match. And somebody hit him with his head and he was having brain hemorrhage and all. He was in coma for 5.5 years.
To make it clot, I think. Maybe some.
Remove the clot and all this.
Very good. Yeah, Meera Narayan, go ahead.
So recently I saw a newspaper article where post brain surgery, one of the hospital lost the chip. What they lost it. So that they sued the hospital. I think this happened in Australia or someplace.
There's one more interesting thing what I have heard of Guruji, that when a person is in deep sleep, if you can disturb this energy, he will wake up. You don't have to touch the person, they say. You just have to, because there is a connection, subtle connection. So you just have to do this disturbance, then the person will wake up. I've heard that. I've not tried it on anybody, but I have.
Narayanji, try it on Meeraji and tell us.
Try on Narayanji. It is possible because even the movement like this, there is heaviness. If you have checked, there is some force connecting. Anyways, I also wanted to say this. There is a this thing shloka which we learn in yoga, that pranasyedam vashe sarvam. Tridevam yat pratishtitam mateva putrana rakshasya. Just like how Mata does the rakshana of the putra, Prana does the rakshana of the body and the mind. I have heard of that shloka. It is very commonly used in yoga classes. So
Yoga Pradipika also.
it is a famous mantra for prana, because upasanam is dependent on prana, they say. Prana devata is the ishta devata. So people who are talking about it at the time of death, as we have seen, I think what I know little about it in 8th chapter also, they say the preparation starts, upasanam starts not at the time of death, much before. And it depends on the temperament of the person. Like he may not be able to connect to Nirguna Brahman, so Saguna Brahman is the only way. But then there is also, because she is very compassionate, Ishta Devata, because it is Shakti, they say. So very compassionate. So she is, if what you wish for, because ultimately it is Nirgunam comes to Asti to Asmi only. So what you wish for, if you wish for something which is movement, like you can't connect to anything other than going to some place, then she will hold your hands at the time of death, and she will make sure that you go to a place where you are guided properly. And if you come across, if you feel that during the upasanam, if you feel that this is not taking me anywhere, I want something which is nirgunam because it is there, then she will be the person who takes you towards nirgunam also. In this birth here. So Shakti is the one, upasanam is emphasized upon because of that. Because upasanam you have to cross in order to understand whether you are inclined towards sagunam or nirgunam. It is the Shakti alone who holds your hand and takes. So that I can talk about.
In which text is it, Meeraji?
Talk about that. Yeah.
In which text it is?
I don't know about the text. It's It is what I can say through the yoga practices and the prana, what explanation I have got from all the gurus during the yoga practice, and the text which was referred like Yoga Vashishtam, and many texts talk about. Yagnavalkya also talks about prana. Then there is Krishnamachari who talks about yoga, asanas and prana.
Yeah.
So, lot of texts are there where you can refer to this. But this is something which I can vouch for.
Yeah, so you can do that. Next class, after the class, you can talk about it, no?
No, I didn't mean talk about it in the class. Now I can say that this is what I have understood also through the practice.
Okay.
Now, what is this Kundalini Shakti, and has got something to do with that?
So,
basically, Hatha Yoga Pradipika talks about Sushumna in a different way. There are three important nadis which go from the Mooladhara chakra to the Sahasrara. Right?
That is where that awakening of the Kundalini.
Yeah. So Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Then is on the left side, Pingala is on the right side, and Sushumna in the center. Ida Pingala does a double helix. They go around the Sushumna. And the idea is that Shiva is sitting in the Sahasrara, Kundalini is Shakti. So Shiva Shakti Yuktaha is what is this Kundalini.
Aikyam, they say.
Aikyam. So the Shakti is pushed through the Ida Pingala downwards and raised up to the Sushumna.
And here in this Vidya, they believe that Shakti alone is the person who gives Vairagyam also. That is what takes to Nirgunam also. If a person surrenders to Shakti Ishtadevata and wishes for Nirguna, this thing, Brahman also, it is the Shakti alone who takes the person through Vairagyam and makes the person, because even this believes in Vedantic concepts only.
Vidya Upasana.
Yeah, even Sri Vidya is, whether you want Karma Marga or Jnana Marga, is there in Sri Vidya also.
very good.
Miraji and Naranji, you must take 1 or 2 classes separately on the subject.
Don't
And
have
that will give some idea for
we
people
don't
who have.
This is
It'll be a good change from all the intellectual gymnastics. We could do Nadi gymnastics. Nadi gymnastics would be very interesting, I think. So,
Some idea,
You need one more good thing is you don't have to know about names. You don't have to know about anything about nadis to understand this, because here also it believes in surrendering only. Surrendering and following Vairagya. You don't have to know anything about Kundalini. You don't have to know anything about any of the nadis.
When direct path is available, why to go to the bypass?
Yeah, you just have to surrender and believe that there is Shakti. And if you keep the intention open, like this is all I want, then you will be guided, because that's the way the universe is made.
Paramatmanandaji always quotes about that Tyagaraja song, Chakani Rajamargamam.
Because again, if we get into gymnastics, we will be misled, because knowledge is again making us limited there.
Yoga is of no Upayoga.
good. That's good to present it like that. That she will guide me. Even if by mistake I'm going in this path, then surrender is there, and surrender will take me to the right goal eventually.
Ask for the right thing, you will get it. What you ask for, you get it.
But isn't that Dvaita, that Prapatti?
Dvaita to Advaita, because you can't, because everybody don't have the temperament to connect with Nirguna Brahman. It will become, as Hariji said, could
That's what I'm saying. It's a Dvaita, right?
It is purely Dvaita.
To get you a guru also, she only guides. If you surrender, you will be there. That is what Shakti Upasanam is all about.
Guruji, so therefore, Chitkalananda Kalika, Premarupa Priyankari, Namaparayana Prita, Nandividya Nateshwari. So the Nandividya is Brahmagyanam, right?
Correct. Atma Vidya. There is Lalita Sahasranam, Atma Vidya. Mahavidya.
Srividya.
Correct.
Kamasevita.
Srividya,
Atmavidya, Mahavidya.
Srividya,
Srividya
Kamasevita,
Kamasevita.
Sri Shodashachari Vidya, Trikota, Kamakotika.
Yeah, that's what Shakti is.
All shlokas anyway are Advaita only.
Very good. Very good.
Guruji, the forthcoming Swamiji's talk, have you decided what would be the topic?
Yes, yes. Understanding Maya. That is going to be the title of the topic.
Oh, great. That's great.
So we moved on from all Adhikaritvam and all these topics, which are also basic for you, and I don't want another boring lecture from Swamiji. Boring
Yeah.
means it will be good, but for us it might say, oh, same thing, I know all these things. Like that idea we should not get. So I said, understand.
It will be in English, no?
It'll be in English.
Yeah. Well,
It'll be in English. So let's, I have to, Swamiji is confirmed, and so we will
It will be the
find.
next Kathopanishad class.
No. I think it's on a Wednesday morning. If I remember. Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay. Gita class time.
yeah.
It's on 18th
18th
Wednesday
morning, right?
18th.
18th Wednesday. Yeah, I think that's it. So
18th.
we'll finalize that. That's almost less than a week from now, right?
so the time and is it the same link we can use? The Kathopanishad?
Yeah, we will do all that. Same link. Yeah, same link. Yeah.
What would be the timing? Not decided.
Wednesday 6:30 in the morning. The time we have Gita class, which is Wednesday 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So we'll send you all that information. Okay.
Okay.
Vijay will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om. Om Namo Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.